Hi, on today's video, I wanted to share a little bit about building a healthy mindset. Um, I've learned as a coach through this awesome transformational system, the Dr. A's Habits of Health transformational system. You can find this on habitsofhealth.com. And on element 4 of your life book, it talks about building a healthy mindset. And what I've learned is that in order to build a healthy mindset, we have to realize the power that lies in self-awareness and in being conscious and aware of what in our actions. I love this quote by Sheryl Sandberg. She says, "We cannot change what we're not aware of, and once we're aware, we cannot help but change." The goal for us in building a healthy mindset is to become the dominant force in our lives. But how can we do that when we are working from an unconscious place? So we learn about this topic or this concept about living above or below the line. So below the line, we're unconscious and we are closed, defensive, wanting to be right. We tend to blame. We play this drama triangle where we're either the victim, the hero, or the villain. As a victim, we feel like we are at the effect of circumstances or people or life, that life is happening to us instead of for us. As a hero, we try to save the day, we try to control things from this consciousness, and yeah, try to be the hero and enable people. As a villain, we tend to blame others for our circumstances. We don't take responsibility for our lives and our choices. And we always try to find who to blame. So before I continue, I just want to say that it is not wrong or bad to be below the line. It's just a place of consciousness of where we are at. And it doesn't mean that it's something bad. But we really don't know, like when we're down here, we don't know what we don't know. And for me, it's a priority to learn and to be more conscious, because as I have more knowledge, then I do, when we know better, we do better type of thing. So as I expand my consciousness, then I can work from a place of empowerment instead of victimhood. So above the line, we are conscious, open, curious. We have a growth mindset. Um, we act like the dominant force in our lives, and we seek for growth and freedom. And we play the empowerment triangle as the creator or the challenger or the coach. So as the creator, we think about creating a new story or a different story. Sometimes we're raised or we believe certain beliefs that keep us stuck. We want to shift that. How can you shift from like your stories? How can you create a different story in your life? Because as creators, we are in charge of our lives. As a coach, we help others get better. We help others. We encourage others. We empower others to grow and succeed. As a challenger, we are open to and curious to learning. Um, we see obstacles as ways to get better. We see life as happening for us. We tend to ask, how could this situation, how could this, experience be for me? and how is it exactly what I need to evolve and grow as a person. Our brains are hardwired to go below the line, to automatically go below the line. And we have three brains nestled inside our skull. Each of them is assigned to service in different ways. We have the lizard brain, located in the base of the skull in an area known as the brainstem. It takes care of automatic functions like breathing, moving, seeing, and basic instincts like hunger, thirst, and survival. It's very small and primitive, and it evolved first, and it's the habit maker. We also have the Labrador brain. The Labrador brain is located on top of the brainstem in an area called the limbic system. It's the emotional center. It allows us to have emotions and richer experiences. It's reactive. It reacts at a subconscious level. And just like lab dogs, this brain experiences loyalty, fear, fight and flight, and a love for food and family. It seeks pleasure and avoids pain. And it has no time to think. It can only feel and act. And then we have the human brain, which is the last area to develop in the neocortex. Our discipline and our willpower reside here. It's rational, conscious, and aware. It's the thinking brain where we think about creating health and well-being, and we put together plans to make that a reality. This is the region where we think and act on our future self. Now let's talk about how we can shift from our lizard brain and our Labrador brain to our human thinking brain. So as human beings, we have certain stimulus, something that happens in your life. It could be you're driving down the freeway and someone cuts you off. And we have the power to either respond from the consciousness of the lizard and Labrador brain or the human thinking brain. Usually when there's a stimulus happening, right? And then there's immediate response when it comes from the lizard and the Labrador brain. It's very reactive. It just goes from stimulus to response. So the point is to create the space right here. Create a space between stimulus and response. Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there's a space. And that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and freedom. So when we create the space right here, we can make the unconscious conscious. We can shift from being reactive to choosing from a more conscious place. And in our Habits of Health transformational system, we learn about stop, challenge, and choose. And I love this concept. It's helped me so much to just be aware of my thoughts, be aware of my actions. And so that's basically how you make the unconscious conscious. Create the space to breathe, stop, challenge the thought. Why is this happening? Like let's say somebody cuts you off on the freeway, and you can either go from stimulus and response and say something at them or flip them off, or you can stop, challenge, and maybe say maybe they had a bad day. Maybe their wife is going to the hospital to have a baby and he needs to really cut me off so he can get to his destination, right? With this tool, the stop, challenge, choose tool, what it does, it helps us engage our human thinking brain, and which helps us become aware of our thoughts and our actions, and it keeps us from shifting and drifting below the line, right? Not that it's bad, but it keeps us more at a more conscious level, and it prevents us from descending into the drama triangle and doing this whole cycle over and over again, which is really difficult. I forgot to mention that, really difficult to recover from because we just keep going around and around. So this tool of stop, challenge, choose, and this concept of are you above or below the line has really helped me become more conscious about where I want to be, and to create self-awareness and build a healthy mindset and become the dominant force in my life. So if you enjoyed my video and you would like to learn more about making the unconscious conscious in your life, please subscribe to my channel and I will be uploading more videos like this one.